Welcome back to AmChron. Recently, as Taiwan held its presidential elections, China has been stirring up tensions, teetering on the edge of war with Taiwan. For over 7 decades, the two sides have repeatedly clashed, provoked each other, and even engaged in artillery bombardments. China has always aimed to reclaim Taiwan to unify China, while Taiwan seeks to distance itself from the mainland. Over the past 70 years, Taiwan has faced a constant threat of full-scale war with the increasingly powerful mainland giant. So, in this precarious situation, what strategies has the Taiwanese government adopted to stand firm over the years? Anti-invasion strategy. Taiwan is an island with an area comparable to the Netherlands, and the longest distance from the north to the south is nearly 400 kilometers, similar to the road distance from Hanoi to Ha Tin. On a clear day from Taiwan's outlying islands Matsu and Kinmen, one can see mainlanders strolling on the beach. Comparatively, Taiwan is at a disadvantage in terms of military strength, economic potential, and human resources. If China were to launch a full-scale attack on Taiwan, the island could theoretically fall within a week. However, Taiwan is an isolated island in the Pacific Ocean, with the Taiwan Strait at its narrowest being 130 kilometers wide, more than the distance between the English and French coasts where the famous D-Day landing occurred. Thus, excluding the use of nuclear weapons, forces wanting to wage full-scale war against Taiwan have only one option: to land on the island's shores with a force much larger than the classic Normandy landing in 1944. Preparing for such an invasion would require China to amass a massive force of nearly 1 million soldiers, along with weapons and supplies in coastal provinces like Guangdong and Fujian. Such significant moves by China would not escape the notice of Taiwan, the United States, or other allies. Taiwan could employ the preemptive strike tactic, meaning attacking first while the Chinese units are still preparing to set sail. Taiwan has legitimate grounds for a preemptive strike, as there has been no ceasefire agreement signed between the two sides since the Second Chinese Civil War. Although Taiwan's navy cannot match China's navy one-on-one, it is capable of inflicting damage on China's cumbersome and less equipped landing ships and transport vessels. Along with China, Taiwan is the only country in the South China Sea capable of producing destroyers. Its backbone consists of 4 Keelung-class destroyers equipped with 4 US-made cruise missiles. To adapt to asymmetric warfare, Taiwan has built a naval doctrine focused on small, agile, yet formidable warships that can evade cruise missiles. Taiwan has produced 22 new-generation indigenous frigates and 40 escort ships capable of carrying supersonic cruise missiles. Theoretically, Taiwan can launch over 75 missiles in a salvo, forming a wall of fire over the enemy's naval formation. Even if China's navy defeats Taiwan's navy in the initial battle, Taiwan still has a formidable coastal defense missile force deployed along its coastline. In 2007, Taiwan's Sun Yat-sen Research Institute successfully developed the Shengfeng supersonic missile, which was quickly mass-produced. The Shengfeng has a range of 400 kilometers and travels at 3.5 times the speed of sound. It is mounted on clusters of 4 launcher vehicles. The Shengfeng 2 and 3 variants have been upgraded to be mounted on warships, significantly increasing their power to counter a full-scale attack. Currently, China's largest and most powerful amphibious assault ship, the Type 071, is equipped with only 2 AK-630 rapid-fire guns for air defense. Thus, Chinese warships must also escort the landing ships unscathed, likely preventing them from focusing all their efforts on confronting Taiwan's navy. Additionally, forward bases on the Penghu, Kinmen, and Matsu Islands are equipped with modern long-range artillery, posing a greater threat to landing ships since intercepting a missile is challenging enough. But intercepting artillery shells is nearly impossible. Unlike the deep beaches of France, Taiwan's coastal waters are shallow, forcing large ships to anchor offshore. Furthermore, there are only 6 beaches suitable for landing troops. Chinese forces will face a deadly journey when landing ships are still 2 miles from the shore. Soldiers will have to come ashore on landing crafts and then walk further, while Taiwan will welcome them with a barrage of drone, artillery, and other firepower. During World War II, the Nazis, with far less advanced equipment than today, caused over 150,000 casualties to the Allied Expeditionary Force on D-Day alone. When landing on Japan's outlying islands, the US forces also suffered terrible losses. Despite the attackers winning these amphibious assaults, the cost was tremendous. Understanding these classic lessons, Taiwan has continuously fortified its coastal defenses to keep up with modern warfare technology. In 2023, Taiwan built 6 heavily fortified defensive positions equipped with a dense radar network and Xiangfeng missiles to protect strategic cities like Tainan, Pingtung, and Kaohsiung. This multi-layered defense system's special feature is its UAV kamikaze front line, tasked with attacking the enemy's military targets like tanks, boats, or artillery. The coastal defense line aims to stall and wear down the enemy as much as possible before retreating to protect the key cities in the central region. Mountain warfare and people's war. After breaching the coastal defenses with significant casualties, Chinese forces may target major cities like New Taipei, Taichung, and Kaohsiung. New Taipei and Taipei are the most critical targets as they house the headquarters of the Republic of China government. However, unlike the vast plains of France during World War II, these cities are surrounded by treacherous mountain ranges. There are only 3 routes into Taipei. Following the Tamsui River, the Kaohsiung-Keelung Taoyuan-Taipei Expressway, or landing at Suao and advancing to Taipei via Highway 7. The defenders only need to destroy the expressways and block the waterways to make Taipei nearly unreachable. The Chinese army's ability to fight in mountainous terrain is questionable, as evidenced by the 1979 Vietnam War, where they failed despite an 8-1 advantage. On the other hand, Taiwan's Army and Air Force's weaponry shows their robust defensive capability. They possess 130,000 professional soldiers and over 2.3 million reservists, equipped through continuous modernization since 1990. Their arsenal is a selective mix of renowned weapons from major powers and an increasingly advanced domestic defense industry. As of 2024, Global Firepower recorded that Taiwan's army has 1,000 main battle tanks, including modern types like M1 Abrams, M60 Patton, and notably their 2 indigenous tanks, CM-11 and CM-12. The CM-11 serves as the backbone with 450 units equipped with all M1 Abrams firepower systems, including a 105mm turret, M2 Browning machine gun, automatic ballistic trajectory calculation system, laser targeting system, and infrared night tracking system. Since 2011, the Sun Yat-sen Research Institute has successfully integrated reactive armor, equipping both CM-11 and CM-12. Taiwan has also indigenously produced 400 CM-32 infantry fighting vehicles. The CM-32 meets NATO standards with state-of-the-art armor, engine, and weaponry. Its armor can withstand small arms fire, most artillery shells, and even 155mm artillery fire. The CM-32 operates well in Taiwan's rugged mountain terrain with a 4x4 wheel system, a speed of 100 km/h, and a range of 800 kilometers covering the entire island. The CM-32 can be equipped with 3 types of combat weapons: machine guns, 105mm cannons, and mortars. The machine gun variant can support infantry or act as a live bunker in defense positions. With the 105mm M68A2 cannon used in modern American tanks, the CM-32 can serve as a tank destroyer or light tank. The mortar-equipped CM-32s can form a self-propelled artillery battery. By 2026, Taiwan's Army and Marine Corps will receive 800 CM-32s across all versions. Taiwan's military is one of the most mechanized armed forces, boasting 20,000 armored personnel carriers as of 2024, gradually being indigenized or co-produced with allies. Taiwan is one of the world's densest artillery forces, with over 2,000 artillery pieces, including 1,300 howitzers, 500 self-propelled artillery systems, and 250 multiple rocket launchers, featuring prominent systems like HIMARS, not to mention mortars. Comparatively, Vietnam's artillery force is only 2/3 the size of Taiwan's. This number even exceeds the artillery used by the Ukrainian army on the battlefield. In mountain warfare, artillery holds a significant advantage over rapid mechanized forces. Taiwan can leverage its rugged terrain to deploy artillery against the already bogged-down invaders. Since 2014, they have been integrating UAV reconnaissance with other weapons, where UAVs can scout or provide fire support. Taiwan's air defense capabilities are also formidable, equipped with 33 Patriot PAC-3 systems, making them the second largest Patriot operator and having the latest PAC-3 version that Ukraine's air defense lacks. During a large-scale Iranian air raid on Israeli territory on April 14th, Israel's PAC-3 systems intercepted nearly all Iranian ballistic missiles. Taiwan's low to medium altitude air defense network includes the latest U.S. air defense weapons and indigenous systems. These shields protecting Taipei can withstand attacks from any armed forces, including the U.S. Even if invaders penetrate Taipei or major cities, they will face relentless urban warfare, where the combined might of regular forces, reserves, and militias can balance the strength of a larger, stronger enemy. Over 7 million residents of major cities have been preparing for the worst for 70 years. Annually, they participate in local military training to learn to use weapons and combat skills for modern warfare. During this training, everyone learns to use rifles and even Javelin anti-tank missiles and Stinger shoulder-fired missiles. Under Lee Teng-hui's administration, Taiwan's conscription system mandated every male to serve 2 years. Under President Tsai Ing-wen, Taiwanese high school boys must complete their graduation exams early to enlist. According to the Republic of China's Ministry of National Defense, these policies enhance Taiwanese citizens' readiness for a total war threat. Taiwan's media actively encourages the island's residents to take up arms to protect their regime. In June 2023, Taiwan's National Chengchi University published a survey showing that 62.8% of people are willing to resist any external attack, the highest percentage since the 2004 Taiwan Strait crisis. This indicates that the island's residents are always ready to fight any uninvited guests landing on Taiwan. Therefore, countries like China must carefully consider the risks and the high price of controlling Taiwan by force. Foreign cooperation. A sound strategy might protect the Republic of China government from defeat, but leave the island in ruins from war. Taiwan will need a long time to rebuild to pre-war conditions. During this period, Taiwan would collapse if another total war broke out, necessitating a large enough shield to deter any force aiming to control the island. Among Taiwan's defense partners, the U.S. is the oldest and most crucial traditional ally. The U.S. sees Taiwan as a dagger pointed at China's belly, while Taiwan seeks to use the U.S. nuclear umbrella for protection. During the Chinese Civil War, the U.S. provided the Republic of China with the most advanced weapons. When the Korean peninsula was aflame, President Truman ordered the 7th Fleet to keep an eye on Taiwan to guard against a mainland attack. In December 1954, President Eisenhower established the Taiwan Defense Command. The U.S. has long maintained its military presence on the island. Later, Taiwan and the U.S. signed a mutual defense treaty, allowing the U.S. to base nuclear weapons on the island. Since the Tiananmen incident and the Third Taiwan Strait crisis, the Republic of China and the U.S. have increasingly cooperated in defense matters. In the Republic of China's military arsenal, U.S.-sourced or U.S.-modeled weapons make up nearly 80% of the Army and Air Force equipment and 40% of the Navy equipment. Over the next 5 years, Taiwan will continue receiving significant weapon shipments from the U.S. Global media recently buzzed with speculation that the U.S. might once again recognize Taiwan. In May 2020, Taiwan's CNA Focus reported that the U.S. had restored the recognition of the Republic of China government and removed a segment showing agreement with China's claims over Taiwan. On August 2nd, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi became the first U.S. House Speaker to visit Taiwan. In 2023, the U.S. confirmed the presence of U.S. troops on the island, specifically training soldiers and militias on Kinmen and Matsu. Besides the U.S., France is another major defense partner. In 1991, Taiwan ordered 6 Kangding-class ships based on the French Lafayette frigate. In 2018, a French warship sailed through the Taiwan Strait amid rising tensions. This demonstrates how Taiwan's geopolitical sensitivity impacts its defense policy, forcing any power with ambitions to control Taiwan into a dilemma. What are your thoughts after watching this video? Leave your comments below and subscribe to our channel to support us.